There are several asset optimization and generational wealth concepts that I have explained in various books. My favorite book that sort of brings it all together is Entitlement, Abolition. And I want to gift you a copy of this book at the end of this episode, so stay with me. In this book, I talk about the concept of setting up a laser bank for financial assets and a KASH legacy bank for the knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. Okay. Now, in the book, I talk about establishing a true wealth philosophy. This would be like an ethical will. This is where you capture what you believe in and your wisdom and your knowledge and everything, and your values and vision. This is what your posterity will read and reread, watch and rewatch, and listen and re-listen for generations. They're not going to read your trust, except one page that says how much they get. And so we call this the True Wealth Philosophy, and this philosophy dictates your rules of governance in your family bank. So it's very critical. You'll read mine in the book, and I'm going to give you an example of it here in this episode. So get ready. So I'm Doug Andrew, and I've been helping people optimize assets, minimize taxes, and empower their authentic or true wealth now for 5 decades. And one of my favorite concepts is entitlement abolition, how to abolish entitlement mindsets with your kids and grandkids and establish what I call a family bank, a legacy bank. This is a conceptual bank where while you're alive, you are teaching those that you care about responsibility and accountability by using certain rules of governance so that when you die, your children and grandchildren don't go, what? We're disinherited? Where's my share? Because they won't even have that mindset because you've never been dumping money in their lap. You are giving them loans. You are providing matching scholarships or something like that. They have to have skin in the game. They have to, if they borrow money, they pay it back. If they can't pay it back with money, they pay it back with work. And they have to, detail your car. They have to mow lawns, paint, shampoo carpets, whatever. So that you're giving them the wherewithal to have responsibility and accountability, even with their college education. This is all explained in the book. Well, the True Wealth philosophy is like a values and vision document. It's what you believe in. If you do this right, it will be maybe 2 or 3 pages. You can have a motto or a slogan or a manifesto or a creed, which I have all of those. But this is about 3 pages. And I'm going to go through and show you how you can assess yourself with these statements. But these statements are all in our true wealth philosophy that we leave behind and what we believe in and how our family bank operates, okay? So get ready, and you can pause this video as I go through it and read these statements slower because I'm going to go through pretty quick, but this is like a scorecard. So in the book Entitlement Abolition, you can take this quiz and you will circle a number between 1 and 10 on a scorecard where you're outlining key goals for your family. You're identifying the gaps for your children and grandchildren. You're establishing yourself as sort of the patriarch, the expert in your family, and you're clarifying what you can deliver with your assets, your wisdom, knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits, and even the money for future generations. And so this is where we have 12 statements, and these are in the book. And these are 12 statements for every dimension, each category, so a total of 36. And I have you rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being strongly disagree, 10 being strongly agree, or another way to look at it, if you scored yourself a 7, that means that statement is 70% accurate, but you're still lacking. So again, we start out in the foundational dimension, and I have 12 statements. So here we go. And you can pause this and read this a little bit closer and score yourself. Or you can wait and get a copy of the book to do it. So the first one is I have a clear understanding of the values that are meaningful to me, and I live accordingly and teach them to my loved ones. Where would you score yourself in relation to how true that statement is for you? The next one, I have identified the talents and unique abilities that I have been gifted, and I cultivate and multiply them for the benefit of others. Score yourself on how true that statement is for you right now. Next, I have a meaningful relationship with my loved ones, and I express and demonstrate appreciation for them. Where do you score? Could you do better? Next, I have an attitude of gratitude for everything in life and measure my progress day by day, month by month, year by year toward a brighter, bigger future from starting points where I began, okay? Thereby making my gratitude greater than my success. This is a critical concept. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, you need to study the book. Next, I am responsible and accountable and teach those that I love how to deal above the line. If you don't know about this, this is a concept explained in the book, How to Deal Above the Line, by being responsible and accountable rather than dealing below the line in the zones of blame, justification, and shame. Okay. Next, I engage in regular exercise routines, incorporate nutritional eating habits while limiting or abstaining from the consumption of habitual, addictive, or harmful substances. Score yourself there. I have a personal and family clarity statement. Okay. I teach how to get a clarity statement in my series and in the book. And I am able to have clarity, balance, focus, and confidence for a bigger and brighter future. I have passion. Okay. Score yourself. Next, I have created family traditions that help our family maintain close relationships and cultivate our family values. Next, I balance my activities and time appropriately as to what relationships and things matter most in my life. How do you score there? Next, I have researched my ancestors and appreciate their legacy and how their lives can impact my own and future generations. Next, I give generously of my time and talents to the charitable causes that are in alignment with my values and vision. You'll know more about that if you don't quite understand what I'm talking about. Read the book. And I involve my family and friends in the charitable causes that I support and in helping the less fortunate and encourage them to be philanthropic and charitable on their own. So you score yourself on those 12 statements and you add up that score, and that's your score for the foundational dimension. You got it? Next, you will score yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on 12 statements in the intellectual dimension. Here we go. I consciously train my mind and body to unconsciously act in harmony with my family values and vision and teach this principle to my loved one. Now, folks, this is critical because if you don't do this, then no wonder if your kids and grandkids get tempted to go, mess around with drugs or alcohol, and then they get killed because they didn't have a vision of a brighter future. And when their friends said, hey, let's go get drunk when we graduate, I know 4 teenagers who didn't have a vision of their brighter future, and they got killed that night. Well, see, thank goodness my son said, why would I ever do something like that? That would mess up my whole vision of a brighter future. That's the concept I'm talking about here. This is very, very powerful. Next is I am a possibility thinker and have an abundant mindset that enables me to create and recognize endless opportunities for living a life of abundance. So many times our youth are not possibility thinkers. They're always looking at why they can't accomplish something instead of how they can. This is a game changer. Next, I share my KASH, knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. That's your wisdom with my loved ones and the charitable causes that I support. I share that with others. I give them my time and talents, what have you. Score yourself there. Well, that segues into this. I continually enhance my knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. I have this example for my family that we always will continue to develop knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. And that leads to the next one. I have a lifetime learning commitment. Now, a lot of families talk about LLCs, limited liability companies. Yeah, we have those, but in our family, LLC means a lifetime learning commitment. We'll never stop learning. And this gives time, energy, and money that is then gaining wisdom and striving to make the learning greater than the experience. This is one of the laws of lifetime growth. If you don't understand this, read about it in the book. The next, I am proud of the reputation that I've developed, and I live accordingly to my reputation. Do you walk your talk? I have recorded significant experiences and defining moments in my life for the benefit of family and future generations. If you have not done that, don't score yourself very high. You need to do that. And the tools are in the book to do that. Next, I have interviewed my parents or grandparents or other family members to capture and record their life experiences, philosophy on life, and the lessons they learned. I talk about how to capture a life sketch. I remember when memories in this series. Next, I plan and carry out family outings, reunions, retreats, and vacations with a specific purpose. Yeah, these are family vacations or retreats with a purpose, which is an entire 2 chapters in this book. Next, I have advisors, mentors, and coaches who understand and help me enhance my unique abilities, okay, and the values that I cherish and my vision, and I appreciate the assistance they give me, okay. I don't know what I would do without coaches in my life and leadership roles. Next, I understand and realize that I am responsible and accountable. Nobody else. I can't blame somebody else for my own happiness. You don't rely on other people to make you happy. You are responsible for your own happiness and success, and look to see the opportunities in every challenge instead of the challenge and the opportunity. And next, I make my confidence greater than my comfort and make my contributions greater than the rewards I receive. These are 2 more laws of lifetime growth, and they're very, very powerful. And so if you don't understand these, you need to study the book. You add up your score on those 12 statements on a scale of 1 to 10, and that's your score for the intellectual dimension. Now, the final dimension is the financial. And you will score yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on these 12 statements. First, I contribute generously and regularly to the charitable causes that are in alignment with my values and vision. Okay. Second, I have advisors, mentors, and coaches helping me achieve my vision for financial security with a lead advisor, which I was the lead advisor for many of my clients ahead of their CPA, their tax attorney, or whatever, because I was the one that understood the big picture and how to coordinate and collaborate all of them, okay? Who is sincerely interested in my success and seeks to understand my values. Next, I have cash, C-A-S-H, and the necessary basic resources to support my family for at least 6 months in the event of an emergency or a financial setback, okay? How do you score there? Next, I feel financially secure with sufficient resources, assets, and or insurance protection to sustain myself and or my dependents. Score yourself there. It's amazing how many people can only score down in here. Let me help you raise that, okay? Next, I have a clear and realistic vision of how I will accomplish my financial goals and optimize my assets, adhering to true principles, employing proven strategies and concepts, and using the best tools available. I teach that in chapter 10 of this book and chapter 11, and also in my book, The Laser Fund, okay? Score yourself there. Next, I have a flexible asset optimization and tax minimization plan in place for myself and my loved ones to maintain liquid assets safely earning returns. That spells laser, liquid assets safely earning returns. And that is done best by using a laser fund. And you can read about it in this book, and you can go in depth in this book, okay? The next statement, I have a system, plan, or trust in place that cultivates and fosters responsibility and accountability for my loved ones, allowing them to grow through equal opportunities while having some skin in the game instead of just paying for everything or dumping money in their lap. Next, I have arranged my financial assets in a way to maximize liquidity, safety, and rate of return while minimizing the impact of taxes, inflation, and market volatility and economic uncertainty. That's why I use the laser fund, because it makes people immune from taxes, inflation, and market volatility. You can learn about it again in the book. Next is I am aware of the tax, legal, and risk versus return implications or ramifications of the strategies I've employed, and I take primary responsibility for managing my financial assets. Who is the best fiduciary? Who looks out for your own interest better than you? Nobody. You need to be your own fiduciary. Don't rely on somebody else, okay? And I've been in the financial services industry for 50 years, okay? Next, I have implemented a comprehensive estate plan that reflects my family values and vision to optimize assets by preserving and protecting them and empowering our family with a perpetual KASH fund. This is where you leave behind how to fish instead of just dumping money or fish in their lap. And my financial and intellectual assets are protected from those who might seek to take advantage of what I've accumulated through frivolous lawsuits or unfounded claims. Unfortunately, we live in a sue-happy society, and you need to protect those. And I have a philosophy and system in place that my loved ones understand, wherein I assist them. I don't just pay for it, in developing their own educational and financial opportunities while teaching responsibility and accountability and requiring some skin in the game. Okay? So those are 12, and you score yourself on those 12, and you'll have your total score in the financial dimension. Now, there's some bonus points here. I always make my purpose greater than my money and my cooperation greater than my status. These are two more laws of lifetime growth. I have mentioned those. I'm referring to Dan Sullivan's book. Several of us in Strategic Coach helped him with some of these laws. He came up with, I think, the first 6, and we added 4 more. These are the 10 laws of lifetime growth. This became a bestseller within 24 hours. These laws in here are those that help foster this abundance mindset. So what I do by having this assessment, if you were to read my True Wealth philosophy, it is all 36 of those statements put in a positive affirmation. And so I just basically read to you our values and vision document, but I put it in a statement in a scorecard format. And so you add it up, and if your total score is between 301 and 360, that's superior. Keep leading. If it's 241 to 300, that's excellent. You're on track. If your total score between the 3 of them is 181 to 240, that's good. It's a great start. Keep going. If it's 121 to 180, that's fair. There's some work left to do. If your score is 61 to 120, it's time to get to work. If you scored yourself between 0 and 60 on all of those, you're better than that. Give yourself some credit. But the whole goal is to help you raise your score. So in this concept, I want you to break out of this entitlement trap with those you care about and participate in this abundance that's right there for the taking. And in the book, you'll see how you can break out of this trap and those you care about, and you begin to experience abundance. And then they realize that abundance brings abundance, and it's an incredible way to live. So if this is resonating and you want to take that assessment in the book or on the class, the Entitlement Abolition Masterclass, your first step would be to claim a free copy of this. You simply go to entitlementabolitionbook.com or click on the link below. You contribute a nominal amount toward the shipping and handling. I'll cover the rest of that cost, and I'll pay for the book. I'll fire out a hard copy to you via priority mail while you're in there claiming your free copy. If you like to listen and learn or watch and learn, there's audio and video formats. But there's an 18-hour masterclass that you can watch and rewatch, and that's a deep dive that goes way deeper than I can cover in a 200-page book. But you need to start. This is about you, your brighter future. These are strategies and concepts for generational wealth. And I want to empower you so that you can empower those that you care about to be responsible, accountable, and be self-reliant.